Hey KiHiVe, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video because I know you're wondering where the heck I have been the last 3 weeks, and I'm here to explain to you what's been going on. Of course, the title of today's video is differences between me being a school therapist and being a behavioral therapist. So if you're interested, keep on watching. All right, so in my last life update video, I let you all know that I have gotten a new job at another company. I'm going to explain to you why I left my old job and why I'm at this new job and the differences between the two. I did a day in the life of a school therapist probably a couple months ago, just describing the ins and outs of what it's like as a school therapist. And after I had done that video, I started like just hating the job. And it wasn't so much the job itself, because I loved working with the teen population. It was more so the company, because they always had these productivity requirements. So if you're out there and you're wondering what therapist life is like, enjoy the grad school bubble, because once you get out here in the real world, it is ridiculous. It's crazy. Not in a bad way, it's just crazy. It's just not what you might be envisioning. So I'm here to give you the reality of what to expect, because what I thought in grad school and what I have gotten out of grad school, night and day, okay? So basically the job had all these productivity requirements, and they kept hounding like, hey, you need to see 15 clients, you need to see 30 clients, you need to get these numbers up because of the budgets. And they just kept pushing it, and they weren't offering any assistance. And the assistance that they were offering to help me get clients was more so like, oh, you gotta go to the classrooms and give presentations to kids to get them into services. You have to speak to the staff, do presentations to get them into services. You have to like market yourself. I have no problem doing that. However, you're not paying me enough to do all that. And I know my worth as a therapist. I know what I should be getting paid, and what I was getting paid was not enough for me to be doing all that. So I was like, I need to leave, because I was just stressed out. I was burnt out. I didn't like it at all. I left that job, and I had gotten another job, and this job came by way of my best friend Kalia. She works at the job I'm at now, and so she kind of got me in the door. And so I got the job by way of knowing her. So it's about who you know, and not so much about all the degrees you have, right? So I got the job. So now I'm a behavioral therapist, and I work with kids anywhere from ages 3 to 18. It's a wide range of clients, many different diagnoses. It is crazy, but it definitely is a different type of challenge. A lot more challenging than I thought. Again, not a bad thing. So I'm gonna tell you all what I've noticed as far as school therapy in this job. So that's a little background about what happened. Okay, so the school therapy job, it was a set schedule. So I worked from probably like 9 to 3, so it was during the school day. I only worked during the school day. I didn't have to work on the weekends. And I got out earlier than most people because, again, school day hours. I had like a set number of hours I had to hit per week, or sessions I had to hit per week. So the thing about that is it was very hard to reach that, because kids would be out of school. Kids would move schools, and I wouldn't know until it was time for me to call them out. And then I wasn't getting a lot of support as far as supervisors and other team members. I just wasn't getting a whole lot of support, because I kind of felt by myself. And then working with the school, so the school would use me as like a nurse, and I'm like, that is not my job. They would call me kind of for the most ridiculous things, like, oh, this kid has a headache. They need to see a nurse, not me, you know. Or kids are trying to come and use me as a way to skip class. I'm like, no, you need to go to class. Just because I'm young doesn't mean I'm gonna let you, you know, miss out on your education. You gotta go, okay? So it was that. The paperwork wasn't that bad, because it was kind of streamlined. It was all online, so it wasn't that crazy. Overall, that job was cool. It was just the company itself was just doing the most, and the pay was, it was a set cap, so they capped it off at a certain amount, and they had like levels, so you couldn't reach a certain level until like you got about 2 years in. And like the level I was going to hit, I was like, that's not even worth me staying here 2 years, because my whole ultimate goal is to get licensed. That's the goal, and my goal was to stay at that job until I got fully licensed, but I couldn't take it. So now the job I'm at now, which is a behavioral therapist, so now I'm still doing the same things I was doing as a traditional therapist in the school. I'm just working with kids. So me not having worked with kids since grad school, and even in grad school I worked with maybe like 2 kids, but now I'm working with kids all the time, so I have to be like super creative, on my feet. The kid doesn't want to interact, I have to like find something. So I have like a bag of activities and toys and papers and crayons. I'll share another video with what I take with me, but I have like a bag of things that I carry with me when I go to the house, so I have like things to do. That's also a different thing. So I actually do in-home therapy now, instead of being at like a certain location where the kids come to. I go to them, and it makes for interesting therapy because you have like other elements going on, other people around, so you have other influences in the therapy session sometimes, and sometimes that can be kind of challenging because kids want to run off and go get snacks or use the bathroom, you know, all those things. It's like, oh my god, come on, sit down so we can do this thing. So I go to the home now. The age ranges are super wide. Also the diagnoses that I deal with are super all over the place, extreme, like opposition defiant disorder, disruptive mood dysregulation disorder. They're just autism. They're like kind of all over the DSM. This job has a lot more paperwork than my last one, which no problem with that. It's just, man, it's a lot. So overall, the main differences I have is that, one, I'm driving more now, whereas before I was just driving to school and staying there all day, which I don't really like being in the office all day, so because I just like to be out. But again, I'm driving more, which means more gas, but I also get reimbursed for all of my mileage that I do. More paperwork with this job, whereas the other one I had not as much paperwork. It was more like treatment plan, progress notes, biopsych, and that was it. This one has contact logs. We got contact logs, we got biopsych, progress notes, monthly reports. Yeah. So much. And I also get paid more at this job now than I did at the other one. I get paid quite a bit more than at this job than the other one, which is another benefit, because, you know, I mean, therapists already don't get paid enough. So for me to get paid what I'm getting paid now, I think is pretty good. However, this is not my stopping point. Like, I'm not just gonna like, okay, this is what I'm making and that's it. My ultimate goal is to go into private practice, or just to be able to work for myself using my therapy skills in a way, like through helping people get fit and, you know, love their self, their bodies, and all those things. That's my ultimate goal. So it's something, it's different in the sense that the way I have to do therapy is different, because there is no like traditional way of doing it. It's kind of like you go in there, you don't know what you're gonna get today, and you gotta be super creative with kids because they don't often have the language to express themselves the way like the teens did. Where the teens, I can have a regular conversation and they know what I'm talking about. Kids, I have to really break stuff down, explain it to them, a lot of repetition, a lot of, okay, we're gonna do this again, we're gonna do this again. So it's more of the same things every week. So it can kind of get a little boring, a little repetitive. It's just like, oh, God, can we do something else? So it's definitely something I'm definitely like really exhausted more now, but I'll do that in another video to explain kind of what's going on and how I'm feeling and all of that. But I just wanted to do this video for you all to show you all the differences between the two. Again, I'm pretty much doing the same thing, it's just in a different context. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. I promise you I'm not going to be gone for another 3 weeks. So stay tuned for all my other videos that are coming up. Again, leave your questions down below. Leave a comment. Say, hey, any of my new therapists or therapists in grad school, keep up the good work. You're going to do fine. I've been where you are, so that's why I want to help you to not just to get to where I am, but be confident in your therapy skills, because it's normal to feel like you don't know what the heck you're doing, because I often still feel that way. But you're going to do great. Love you all. Talk to you later.